Welcome. And welcome to what feels like we are entering. We are entering a new cycle. We are entering a new phase. We are literally and figuratively entering a new season, new year. And you can feel it. We can feel it. There is this energy of new beginnings. There is this energy of rebirth. There is this energy of life force, at least for myself, that's wanting to come through, that's wanting to push through this deep winter, right? That so many of us have been in. And this new beginning, I'm hearing, this new beginning is your blooming season. Your blooming season is here. And it happens in what feels like overnight. I wrote that down. Your blooming season is here and it comes out of nowhere, it seems. That's how it feels. Like it literally just comes out of nowhere. And, it's the spring equinox. It is the Persian New Year. And it's very palpable, this energy, right? I went on a walk with my mom. And yesterday, and all the plants and the trees were blooming. And I was like, Mom, wow, it feels like spring is here. And it feels like it happened overnight. And I had this moment of like, wait a second. I said, Mom, I wrote that down. That was the message that came through. That was the channeled message that came through for this time. And it was like this very beautiful validation or synchronicity, taking that walk and seeing that visually with my eyes of what I have been feeling over the past few days, right? I, for myself, living in the Pacific Northwest, these first days of spring are some of my favorite times of year because the winters are dark, the winters are long, they are cold, they are wet. Collectively, we've had a very, very dark, long winter, it seems. And there were moments this winter that felt stagnant. There were moments this winter that felt like, I know something's coming. I know something's there. I know I'm being called to do and exert more energy, but I also know that I need to honor this time of rest. I need to honor this cycle of darkness. And I know that when I rest, I will be able to bloom that much bigger when the time comes. Because I knew that this spring and this summer, that so much momentum, this energy of freedom, this energy of wanting to break out of the confines, to break out of the box, really coming through very, very strong. And I know there are cycles, right? We have large cycles. We see them in the seasons. We see them in the way the universe is constructed. And we have small cycles, more intimate cycles. We have our own cycles. And just because it's winter or spring doesn't mean it needs to be our winter or spring. But there is this natural flow and momentum, right? We are all interconnected. And so yes, we can use these cycles and work with them. We can work with these cycles, right? And so I'm really, really feeling there is this momentum. So I took a lot of notes. I channel write before I come onto these videos. Before I do any sessions, I always sit down and write and share what messages want to come through. And this really, really, really big shift in energy is happening right now. It's like when I sit with it, I see this image of almost like this line that then separates and goes into two. And you can see it. I drew it right here. It's this splitting off, right? Because there's this really potent energy that's here right now. And simultaneously, it's going to be experienced and expressed in different ways. And so I'm seeing like the magnitude of this energy. And I know it's the year of the fire horse. Everyone is talking about that. Yes, there is this fiery, bold, quick energy that is going to be in the collective and within many of us. And that can be expressed in different ways, right? So collectively, we're seeing war, we're seeing chaos, we're seeing upheaval. But that doesn't mean that needs to be our story, because I'm hearing we need to be resourced right now. We need to be grounded, and we need to ignite our inner fire within in order to choose the other path. Like, very important right now. It's like they're just trying to like really just like over and over and over again showing me the importance right now of not moving into fear, but moving into trust. Move into, what are you creating? What are you building? And you can be creating an actual physical thing, or you can be creating yourself. You can be creating a family. You can be creating a garden. You know, you can be creating better habits, better mindsets. What are we putting our energy into? What are we feeding? Whoo, I just heard, what are we feeding? What are we feeding? And so this really strong guidance to focus on our energy. I know that in the winter, I have experienced a lot of feelings of like stagnancy. I'm no longer wanting to be in that period of deep rest. I'm no longer wanting to be in that period of introspection. And now it's time to bloom. It's time to bloom. It's time to blossom. I mean, I can feel the potency. It feels like I've drank. I mean, I had like 3 sips of coffee, but it feels like I've drank a lot of coffee. There's a potency. There's an intensity. And so it's really important to ground this energy and to use this energy and direct this energy rather than allowing this energy to direct us. Like a sword. To remember, we are co-creators. We are in constant co-creation of our reality. And there's many times where I have to become my own life coach. We have to become our own life coach if we're not working with a life coach or a friend or whoever that might be. We have to be our own life coach. Right? What are we feeding? And to remember, your blooming season is here. And it happens. It comes out of nowhere, it seems. I wrote down. It comes out of nowhere, it seems. Just like spring seems like it came out of nowhere. Overnight, it felt like it happened overnight. And that's the feeling that I'm having. It feels like things are going to start happening overnight. And it feels very exciting and exhilarating. And feels like, wow, I need to get really clear. I need to get really direct. And I really need to take care of ourselves, because we must fill our cup in order to pour into others, to pour into other things, right? The first step is to fill our cup. One of the most important things is to fill our cup. And from there, we can overflow, right? Society has conditioned so many people to believe to put themselves last. That is not the way. Yes, we can put ourselves together to come together, right? But we also have to fill our cup. We have to fill our cup. And so this is really a strong message coming through, and now taking care of ourselves. I've been getting the guidance I need to start eating really well. I need to just like really have like good balance, move my body, take care of myself in all these ways, because our blooming season is here and we need the strong foundation in order to hold us into what's wanting to come through us. This feeling of breaking free, breaking out of the box, our souls are guiding us into these new experiences that are wanting to unfold. And this bird, like seeing this image of a bird just flying free, right? And so if you are outgrowing aspects of your life, if you're feeling like it's time for a change, please know, like, you are right on time. You are right on time. If you feel like you are outgrowing aspects of your life, we are not meant to fit into a box or a mold or stay the same. We are not meant to move through this life in a very linear fashion. Life does not go from A, B, C, D. Life goes A, C, B, F. Life is circular, cyclical. Life is cyclical. That's what I'm trying to say. And so understanding when we are outgrowing aspects of life, when we are being called to step into this next iteration, when we are being called to create and bloom, we feel it. We feel it. It's like this energy that wants to come through us. And if it feels like it's not fully formed, that's often part of the process. And also, if you feel that that energy is not coming through, that's also a good sign to listen. Are we needing rest, or are we feeling stuck and needing to move some energy ourselves to get that flowing, right? So it's like, this is an art. This is a craft. This is a life skill. This is mastery level of creation, and we are literally relearning how to walk and talk as we move through this and understand these aspects of ourselves to a greater depth, because we are becoming greater co-creators than we've ever been before. And we're creating in the present moment. We're creating in the now. We are no longer having like, okay, if I do this, then this and this. And yes, we take action towards what we're creating, but we're creating from entirely greater capacities than we've ever created before. We are creating from entirely different capacities than we've ever created before, because we are more connected to our heart. We have cleared away a lot of the heavy, sticky, gunky stuff. We have healed. We have like all that excavating over the years was not for nothing. Woo! It was not for nothing, right? And so, yeah, it's like, if you are outgrowing aspects of your life, you are right on time. And when we shift within, our outer world will also begin to shift. And simultaneously, our outer world is a container for our inner state, right? They're correlated so deeply. They are so deeply correlated. It's like this analogy of a plant, right? You can have a plant that lives in an environment and say it grows, right? Say it grows and it's doing just fine. But if you take that same plant and put it in an environment that is more conducive to what it needs and to who it truly is, then maybe that plant will fully bloom. Maybe that plant will fully bloom. And so, yeah, we can use this analogy and see ourselves the same, right? See our life very similar, and it's uncomfortable. There is so much discomfort when we outgrow spaces and places and we're being called into doing things or creating things, right? It's like outgrowing the pot. Our plants literally will outgrow pots, and if they're in a pot, they will stay that size. Yes, they may live but they will stay that size. And when we when we transplant our plant to a new pot, a bigger pot with fresh soil, we have more room to grow and expand, right? So yeah, that's really strong. The energy is coming through very strong right now. And really being mindful, like what are you feeding? What are you watching? What and who are you surrounding yourself with? How are we spending our days? How are we thinking? How are we thinking about ourselves, about the world? All of this will become magnified. The importance. And if you ever feel lost, if you ever feel confused, and if you ever do not know which way to go next, always come back to yourself. Whenever I feel stuck or stagnant or lost, or if I do not know the next step, I always come back to myself, and I will pour into myself and fill my cup. And when my cup is full, the clarity always comes. The clarity always comes. And to not view the times of not having full clarity or not being exactly where you want to be it's not bad. It literally is part of the process. My cat's joining. It's literally part of the process. So yeah, use this momentum that's here right now. There's so much that's trying to take our attention. Before I recorded this, I was in a family chat, just checking the time. Before I recorded this, I was in like a group text chat with my family, and just texts were coming in like one after another, bing, 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 bing. And then simultaneously outside, there was this group of crows cawing at each other. And it was like very loud and very intense, and it felt very chaotic. And I was just thinking, what is this? What is this? And it really is, there's so much happening around us. And how do we come into our center? How do we find our inner power? I know. You want to go outside? Well, I think that's my cue. It's time to go outside. But yeah, how do we find our inner strength and our inner power and our focus at this time, and really become these badass co-creators that we came here to be? Like, we are literally the shift. It's happening through us. And just like that drawing in the beginning of this video, where it's like that splitting happening, like which way are we going to choose? Which are we going to decide to go? What is feeding us, and what are we feeding? Because our blooming season is here. It's here. It's right here. And it's happening through us, and it's happening in what feels like overnight. Quick. Very, very quick. All right. Time to take this little lady outside. Loving you all.